Hi YouTube. Today we're changing the oil on a Buick Verano. This is a 2016 model. A friend of ours had never done the oil change on his car before. I thought I'd show him how to do it. That way, if he's in a pinch and unable to get to a service company to do the work for him, he can possibly do it himself. A couple of interesting things I found out about this vehicle is it does not use a standard oil filter. What it uses is a filter cartridge. The location is, I get this in the shot because it's very difficult to see. All right, so guys, there's the oil filter, and it's a tight fit in there to get the tool to take it off. What I'm going to be using is a 32 millimeter socket with a swivel on it, and how I'm going to get it in there is just get it in between this wire loom here. So that's how I was able to get it on. All right, swivel's facing up. If this doesn't work out, maybe an extension with a little kind of wobble tip already on it might be better, because I don't know if this is going to get trapped when we try to loosen this. Another thing that you need to be aware of is underneath the vehicle, where the oil plug is, there's a piece of plastic that's in the way. Now, you can remove this piece of plastic if you like. There are several screws that hold it. There's one here. There's some clips along the edge down here. There's another screw back here that's just behind this piece of wood. And then you got a bunch that run all the way along the front of the car. This, to me, is a very poor choice of design, in my opinion. And what we're going to do is, I've already framed this out with some scrap wood. Make sure that if you're going to do something like this, you keep the straight side towards the inside, because this is what your tool is going to ride on. Now, you have to be very careful, because there isn't a whole lot of clearance between here and the oil pan. So if you are going to do this work yourself, just make sure that the tool that you're going to use, in this case, I'm going to use a RotoZip. I've set it to very shallow, and then the top actually doesn't cut. It's designed to actually ride on an edge. But my plan is to turn it on and then just run it down along and then back this way. So that should take care of that piece. I'm going to go ahead and turn the tool on and cut it, and then I will show you guys what it looks like when it's complete. Okay, guys. So I've cut the piece out. So this is the piece I cut out. Well, that's out. So as you can see now, you got good access to the drain plug. And then when you take it off, it can just drain into the pan, as opposed to if you leave the cover on and try to drain it, it's going to run all down the top of the pan and drip all over the place and make a big mess. The other alternative would be to take this entire cover off, which is a hassle every time you got to change the oil. In this case, I think it'll be pretty nice. I'm going to go ahead and take this little guide off and clean up this edge with a file real quick. And then we'll actually change the oil, and I'll video what that little cartridge looks like when you take that oil filter cap off in the engine bay. This is what it looks like all cleaned up with the thing off. This is what I use to clean up the edge. A little very coarse sandpaper on a wooden block. You can see, looks real nice. Got easy access now to the oil drain plug. So changing the oil next time should be a snap. All right, let me set up the oil pan, and we'll pull that drain plug off and drain the oil out. The size that you're going to need for the oil drain plug is 15 millimeter. So you can see here, 15 millimeter. That's what you're going to need. And then put it on your ratchet and loosen it up. All right, just drain it out, make sure it all comes out. In the meantime, we'll start working on the top part of the engine. All right, guys, there it's going. Now, once it gets loose enough that you can finish the rest of it with your hand, go ahead and take the tools off, and then just finish it off with. All right, once you get it loose, make sure you take your tool out. Otherwise, your tool will get trapped, and you won't be able to unscrew it all the way. So this thing is going to come out with the filter. It's going to come out with the filter on it. Did it come out with the filter on it?
Yep.
Okay. So there you got the filter. All right, go ahead and bring it over here. Put it on the ground down here. All right, so there's our old filter. I'm going to go ahead and get the new one and get it situated. Sorry, guys, it's a real sunny day out here. All right, so this is what the thing looks like outside of the car. And it's held inside by a couple of clips. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the filter out. So if you look, the top of the filter has these clips, and they snap into the bottom of this cap. Also, the new filter is gonna come with this little thing, right? Yep, it's got that little gasket on it. Is there any other gasket inside the box?
There's the one
okay.
for the housing.
All right, so this little O-ring that's on the outside here needs to be replaced. To take this this little O-ring off, you can use a little flathead screwdriver like this. Just gently put it up underneath, pry it up, and then once you get it, the screwdriver underneath it, you can just kind of work it off of the cap. So let me get the screwdriver under it because I'm trying to do this one-handed. And then I'll show you guys how to take it off. Okay, so that's all you're gonna do. Once you get it up under that, all you gotta do then is just work the thing off. All right, let me go ahead and change it, and we'll be right back. All right, got the old O-ring off, got the new one on. When you take the old one off, go ahead and try to clean up that little groove where it sits a little bit. Make sure you don't have any grit or any garbage on here. If you degreased it like we did, make sure that you let this little cap sit out in the sun for a couple seconds so that the sun can warm it up and evaporate any water that might be left in it. All right, this is the filter you're going to need, XG9018. This one is a Fram, and it's set up for synthetic motor oil. It does come with that little O-ring inside the box. Here's your filter. And if you see, the filter has these little teeth, and they'll grip to the inside of this cap. And just like this. So it goes in here like this, and then just push it down and it'll snap in. Like that. So that's it. See? And then just reassemble it. All right, back in a minute. Guys, very important. You want to get some clean motor oil around these O-rings, that little nipple there at the top, and then the one on the cap. All right, we're going to go ahead and reposition the camera and show you guys how we put this thing back in the car. It's kind of tricky, so take your time and be patient. Make sure that it goes in there properly and it doesn't come loose from its cap. And then just make sure you're not cross-threading it. And just get it going by hand. And then once it's almost all the way at the bottom that you can't tighten it by hand anymore, then go ahead and get the 9/32 socket and then just tighten it up. All right. Okay, we're going to put the tool back on there and restart this video. You're down.
Yep.
All right, guys, just make sure that You'll know it's tight enough when you don't see that O-ring anymore, and that edge that's touching the aluminum housing is up against it. Once it's up against it, it will not go any tighter. And it's a little bit tricky sometimes to get this adapter out of there, but just be patient, wiggle it around, and eventually it'll come out, and then you're good to go. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and load the oil up in here and restart the video here in a second. Okay, once you got your oil all drained, go ahead and put your plug back in. Make sure that you add a little motor oil to the rubber gasket that is on the end of that plug. And the Buick Verano, the 2016 model, the torque spec is 18 foot-pounds. So go ahead and make sure to set your torque wrench to 18 foot-pounds. I believe that's foot-pounds. Let's see if you can see it, guys. So that's 18 foot-pounds right there. And you are going to just tighten it till it clicks. That's it. Done. Okay, the last step would be to open up your oil cap and change out the oil. A little trick that you guys can use if these things are really tight, sometimes they are. What I like to do is I'll just put a little piece of cardboard on here, and then I'll use a crescent wrench. So you can take the crescent wrench and just hold it on there, and then what you're going to do is just turn it to loosen it. That's only if it's tight. If it's not tight, then you don't need that part. All right, guys, go ahead. That's probably it. You probably just have to pull it up, right?
There it is.
Yep. And then we got a little funnel that we rigged up out of a old milk jug that's in there. Yep. And we're just going to pour our oil in there. This particular car, we're going to use a Mobil 1. Make sure that it's Dex formulated. It's 5W30, and it's going to take, based on the manual, it says 5 quarts. We'll stop probably about a quart shy and check it to make sure that we haven't overfilled it. All right, go for it, man.
I don't see much.
Yeah, looks like you got probably
Like another half quart.
All right. And guys, this is real basic stuff, filling the oil. I thought I'd film it anyway, just in case some of you haven't had any experience doing it. The funnel's important, otherwise you'll make a big mess. All right, and just give it about 2-3 minutes, and then pull your dipstick out. You want to make sure that in this car the dipstick is located right here. You want to make sure that you wipe your dipstick as you're taking it out of there, then go ahead and reinsert it so that you get a good reading. All right, so we're good. So that's where you want it. So that's full right there. We don't need any more. So there was about 4 quarts what it took. Now we're gonna start the car, and it's gonna circulate through the oil filter, so it may come down a little. So we'll double check it here in a minute. All right, we're gonna reset the oil counter. Right now it's showing you that the oil life is 25%. We've looked at the manual and we're gonna go through the process. Go ahead. Awesome. So what'd you have to do that?
You
Show
just
us?
push this button,
Uh-huh.
and then you have to select yes for wanting to reset it, and then you push it again.
Oh, here, do it one more time. So push this button. It says, do you want to reset, yes or no? You're going to go ahead and do what? Up. Okay, up. Select yes, and then press the button again, and now you're 100%. That's it, guys. Done deal. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment. It helps the algorithm and helps me grow the channel. All right, guys, next time. See ya.